What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're here, and go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it, because I would really appreciate it. And we're going to get into this conversation about Brooklyn Bishop Lamor Whitehead. Now, you've heard the story. I did a little brief live, which I normally don't even do on my channel, just discussing this on yesterday because I got the news about this the previous night, and I was so shocked by it. Because he filed two separate lawsuits, so it's being claimed, for $20 million each against two vloggers on YouTube that I've been subscribed to for some time, one longer than the other, and that is King Jives, who I absolutely love, his channel, Official King Jives, on YouTube, and he's got several other channels as well on YouTube, and vlogger Larry Reed of the channel Larry Reed Live. And the video that went viral of this bishop going off on Larry Reed and the woman that Larry Reed was doing an Instagram live with, talking about this situation, was absolutely insane. And it was funny in the fact that here's this guy who claims to be a pastor of a church, and he's going off cursing people out, calling Larry Reed the F word, saying that he's had male genitalia in his mouth and all kind of crazy stuff, calling the woman fat, calling her Biggie Big. He said, you're not Biggie Smalls, you're Biggie Big, and just a number of different things he said because he was offended that they were discussing what he's saying, and a lot of people are skeptical about, is the robbery at his church, when some people came in, took his and his wife's jewelry, and they're claiming that the jewelry that was stolen was worth between $400,000 and $1 million. So of course that was going to spark conversation, because a lot of people are just questioning, one, why do you, as a bishop, have all of this expensive jewelry on in a church that's considered like a little storefront church? People were commenting and some making fun of the decor of the interior of the church, but yet he's known to and has admitted to and has done some live videos discussing his expensive tastes in clothing, in vehicles, in his home, even showcasing his closet with all of this huge walk-in closet with all of these supposed designer clothing pieces. But yet, even though he's claiming, and some people have said, that his church is not in a poor neighborhood or poor area, we would probably be more right than wrong to say that the people who go to his church are probably not extremely wealthy people, right? So it just makes him look like the typical church that a lot of people look down on, to say they are just there to take money from the people. And I'm not one of those people that thinks that, because I do believe that those that get the spotlight, like this guy, they take away from those who actually care about the people, who actually do feel like they have a call in their lives and they're preaching in their spare time, but they actually have their own business or businesses that they are getting their money from, or maybe working a really good job, and that's how they make their money, and they're not utilizing the church as a grift to have the people give so that they can live a higher and classier lifestyle than those who are actually going to the church, because they're always compelling them to give. So anyway, getting off that, when I saw this story, I honestly was like, you have got to be kidding me. And I think that this guy thinks that he's going to be another Cardi B, and it's just not going to work. It's not. The story I saw was in the Daily News, and it reads that a jewelry loving. So it's funny because this news outlet, they're calling it like they see it. And this is what these vloggers essentially have done as well. They're just calling it like they see it. So they called him a jewelry-loving Brooklyn bishop delivered a message to a pair of vocal critics. Bling it on. Religious leader Lamor Whitehead, in separate Brooklyn lawsuits, accused two men of smearing his name in social media comments describing the flashy bishop as a drug dealer and a scammer. The twin court filings by the Rolls-Royce driving cleric seek $20 million each from defendants Demario Q. Jives and Larry Reed. Quote, as a result of the defendant's conduct, plaintiff lost business deals, church members, and income, read the bishop's court filings. Defendants are liable to plaintiff for defamation, libel per se, and slander per se. Jives specifically claimed on his YouTube channel last month, this is the story that's saying this now, I'm not saying this. The story reads, Jives specifically claimed on his YouTube channel last month that a videotaped armed robbery where Whitehead lost an estimated $400,000 in jewelry while preaching from the pulpit was not what it appeared. The bishop, quote, is wearing the same jewelry that he got robbed in, the court papers charged Jives was saying on his YouTube channel. This N-word is out here drug dealing. Jives did not say that. First, I'm just going to interject and say that because I've seen all of the videos and he did not say that. The question did come up though. The question, you cannot say someone has defamed you for asking that question, because he even was doing a search on the ring, because there was a chick who did a video on TikTok and she was pointing it out. And he played a clip of that video where she was saying that the ring that he has on, it looks like he's wearing that ring again in another video, but he supposedly got robbed of that ring. So the questions were coming up. And then in this suit, it says Reed was accused in court documents of making online accusations that Miller-Whitehead scammed people out of money and will be locked up in about 3 months. Emails to both defendants for comment on the legal action were not immediately returned Tuesday. The masked robbers targeted Whitehead and his wife on July 24th inside the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministry in Brooklyn before fleeing in a white Mercedes-Benz, the police said. Whitehead had earlier made headlines with his attempt to orchestrate the surrender of a suspect in the fatal shooting of a man on a subway. And look, there's more to be said about this, but here's the thing. On King Jive's channel, and this is only one I can really speak to because I didn't really watch a whole lot of Larry Reed's videos about this situation, so I can only speak to this. But apparently there is some background and some sort of connection between this Bishop Whitehead and Larry Reed, because they know someone in common that is like this big time bishop, I guess. But at any rate, King Jives read court documents revealing a lot of things about his past lawsuits, judgments, the accusations from others against him, and showcasing interviews that he was out here doing on a lot of different platforms. Like he did a podcast interview with Fat Joe on his Instagram. He did an interview with All Hip Hop on their YouTube channel. He did a number of other interviews. He was on the D.L. Hughley show. He was doing so many interviews. He was on a press run. On King Josh's channel, he played this supposed press conference that he had. Yeah, we were laughing at it and making fun of it because it was just really random and weird, and just so many questions were coming up from that. And the way he seems and the way he portrays himself and put himself out here, it looks like he's more in tune with the hip hop community than he is with the churches. And so if anyone chose to leave his church, no longer be a member of his church, because he claims that they caused him to lose members of his church and miss out on business deals and income, he's going to have to prove that, because the burden of proof is on him. He is suing these people. So the burden of proof is going to be like $20 million each. How did these two people cause you to lose $20 million because they're giving commentary on their YouTube channel? And so when I say I feel like he thinks he's another Cardi B, where Cardi B sued Tasha K, even with that situation initially, I believe it could have been resolved, but it wasn't. Initially, Cardi B was asking for the videos to be taken down. So even Cardi B, with all of the money that she has, wasn't just going for the jugular with Tasha K to say, hey, you said these things about me, they're not true, so I'm going to sue you for $40 million or $4 million or whatever the amount was that was and essentially what Cardi B won. She was asking for the videos to be taken down, no more, mention of her on her platform. This guy is just going straight for the jugular. And with the Cardi B situation, that happened over a period of time. It wasn't she just did this one video and then immediately Cardi B is like, I'm done. I'm going to sue Tasha K. Okay? But with this guy, he's an opportunist, in my opinion. And the reason I say I feel like he's an opportunist and his heart is just not in the place where a bishop's heart is supposed to be is because the fact that you are, the way he handled himself, I should say, because I'm not speaking directly to him, but the way he handled himself on that video that he was calling Larry Reid names and calling the lady names and all of the different things that he has said since that time. He even said something about King Jive's mama and some stuff about him. So it's like, but that's okay. Maybe the people who you had these supposed business deals with and the church members that you had that caused you to lose income saw your actions. What was revealed from those court documents, official transcripts that King Jives read, those things being exposed, it caused them to think twice to say, maybe this is not somebody that we want to do business with. This isn't somebody that we want to continue to go to their church. How about that? Why is it that you're just going straight for the jugular to say, I'm going to sue you and Larry Reid for $20 million each? I just think that's just crazy. And I don't see him getting it at all. And what's funny to me is that I talked about this and then I saw a video that one of the other vloggers that I'm subscribed to's channels, videos, Armand Wiggins, where he was discussing this. And I'm going to play a little bit of his commentary because I found it hilarious. I agree with it. And I don't follow Bishop Whitehead on Instagram. I don't think he does either, but he just happened to go to his Instagram to pull up some things. And Armand Wiggins said some things that I had already said. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this commentary and then we're going to just wrap this up.
Bishop Whitehead is a fraud. You sit around, you carry these Bentleys, you wear these Gucci suits, and you do this, you do that, and then you sitting online. And then, first of all, have y'all seen Bishop Whitehead's Instagram? Ain't he married? Mind you, all he do is follow a bunch of hoes.
Now that part, that part had me rolling, literally rolling, because the way he said it, all he does is follow a bunch of hoes. And can you imagine? Now, he's claiming that, again, the defendants caused him to lose business deals, church members, and income. But again, any random person can see who he's following on his Instagram account. Maybe those things came up into question after they saw how he conducted himself, again, on the video with Larry Reid, calling Larry Reid the F word, saying that Larry Reid had men genitalia in his mouth before, calling this woman, who I believe is in the church as well, calling her fat and calling her biggie big. Maybe your actions, the words that came out of your mouth, is what caused you to lose these supposed business deals. And again, he's going to have to prove that, period. You can't just sue someone for defamation and libel and slander and say, they owe me $20 million, but you can't claim, one, what you actually really lost that was worth that. Because this dude he might have some money, but I don't think that he's got it like that. And I don't think that he had any deals like that. But again, my opinion. So I'm just going to continue with this commentary.
this bad. Like, this is what makes me feel like, church people are the fool. He is a fool. All it is big booty BBLs, big busty women, thongs, bikini, OnlyFans, Twitter freaks. Like, girl, that's all he follow on Instagram. It's a mess. It's like, this man is a mess. And ain't you supposed to be the pastor? And you got all that nasty booty shaking and stuff all on your timeline. You letting all that stuff into your spirit, and you supposed to be clear and supposed to be giving us deliverance and clarity and preaching the word. Instead, you online jacking your dick. While you supposed to be reading scriptures at night and praying for the young and the old. You over looking at big booty girls, and twerk battles and wet t-shirt contests. I'm about to go to his Instagram so y'all can see, because y'all think I'm lying. Hold on. I'm finna go to his, unless he changed it, because his Instagram is the fool. I'm about to go to his. Oh, it's too small. Y'all not gonna be able to see it. Look, this is what the pastor follow. Dang, y'all not gonna be able to see it. Cardi B, Brandy, Lil Kim, Dime Piece, Chris Brown, Bia, Offset, Amber Rose, Academic, Megan Thee Stallion, Kanye, Coi Leray, the baby. Now look, now it's a bunch of hoes. Why are you the pastor following all this secular world? These Young Miami. Look at, like, come on. This is the pastor. Look, it's all hoes on here. This is all women. I don't see TDJs. I don't see any prolific men of God. I don't see Yolanda Adams. I don't see Bible scripture, quotes of the Lamb. I don't know. Pentecostal lovers. I don't know anything. The Judah, first Judah. I don't know. Hebrew, the Hebrew kings. I'm seeing holes on here. Look. It's a bunch of women. This is women. Exotic mommy. Look, like, come. This is all homes. Look. Whoa. These is all homes. Okay. None of these is like. Look at that. It's just women and rappers. Is this nigga a rapper or he's a preacher? My God.
Okay, I'm not even gonna play anymore, but you get the gist of that. It is absolutely comical that he found anybody. I'm surprised that he's not representing himself, but it's comical to me that he found anybody that would even file these on his behalf, because it is absolutely ridiculous. He does not have a case. He doesn't. And to be this supposed man of God, a bishop, like Armand Wiggins said, and I believe King Jives and Larry Reed and a number of other people that have had commentary about him that may not have as many subscribers and followers as they do, that have discussed this situation, have that same thought process around this bishop. And we use that title loosely. Armand Wiggins, not somebody who's into the church. He's like, and it was funny, some of the names he was saying. He was like, I don't see him, following like Pentecostal lovers, the Lamb of God, like nothing. It's just holes. And it's just, but it's true. And, I don't know if he's cleaned it up since then. I don't know if he caught wind of that commentary and said, you know what? Let me go and make my follower list, those that I follow, I should say, let me go clean that up and unfollow some of these people so that I'm not looked at in that way. You might catch some of it as well. But the screenshots that Armand Wiggins was showing, it's like chicks, in thongs, and is rappers. He's like, he's following rappers and hoes. And so to me, it's like your witness is horrible. So the fact that you have the nerve to sue somebody in court for losing business deals, church members, and income, you don't really have anybody to blame but your own actions and what you are doing on your own, versus these commentators who have commentary about you. No one said that he was in a gang, and just asking the question, like, are you affiliated with any of these things? Because it just doesn't make sense. Some things we're just trying to figure out. We're trying to get answers to questions that we have. You can't sue someone for defamation because they had that as a question. And his own actions just put him out there. So it's really crazy to me that he's doing this. But again, even me saying I'm surprised he found an attorney that would even file these lawsuits on his behalf for him, with what's showing he owes in judgments and the people that are suing him or that have sued him, default judgments and just court losses that he has had. He wants the exposure. He wants to continue to be in the spotlight. So I don't know what all is going to come of this, when it will, but in my opinion, I do believe that this is just a ploy for more attention. It's going to be dismissed. I hope and pray that they don't have to spend much money defending themselves with this situation. But that's the thing that I mentioned when I did my live video yesterday, just talking about this briefly. When people sue you, because again, I say we live in the USA, and I was in the legal industry for 12 years. I was a legal assistant. People can sue anyone for anything at any time if they want to. It doesn't mean that it's going to move forward. It doesn't mean that it's not going to get thrown out. It doesn't mean that someone's going to win. It doesn't mean anything. But when someone sues you, you have to answer. And if you don't answer, then that person can get a default judgment. So you either have to represent yourself or you have to hire an attorney to file the answer to the complaint for you, so someone doesn't just get a default judgment, and then you have to fight this litigation if it goes to a discovery process and whatever before you get to a point of having a court date, or your side asking for a motion to dismiss. It takes away your time that you can never get back. So it's a huge distraction. And then your money, because you have to have those costs added to what you're already doing and pay for an attorney to represent you, even if it's a frivolous situation. So it just sucks because, yeah, in the USA, you can file these lawsuits, but it doesn't mean that it's going to really go anywhere. And so my thoughts on this matter is that he's already lost, and he's doing this as a ploy for more attention and to see if he can squeak by some sort of victory against, I believe, mainly Larry Reed, because that was the one he seemed to go off harder on. That's why I was really surprised when I learned that he filed a lawsuit also separately against King Jives, because King Jives, a lot of what he did was definitely all in fun, but also just showcasing legitimate facts. He had an attorney on his channel. So she was, as he was reading a lot of the court documents, she was explaining some of the things. So it's just really, to me, a revenge tactic, because he's pissed off that these people put pertinent information out there that nobody was really checking for. And he felt like this should have died down by now. And now they just really put him more in the hot seat. So now he wants to put them in the hot seat. So anyway, guys, you can let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until the next time, I'm just being beautifully honest.